The Euros final is finally here. The two best teams in Europe are facing each other on Sunday, July 14th in Berlin. Spain will be playing against England, and in this video we will discuss the final and predict who will win. Before we dive deeper into the video, I will highly appreciate it if you subscribe to my channel. I make all kinds of football, mostly FC Barcelona content, so if you enjoy that, make sure to follow me. This Euros has been an entertaining one, but the overall quality of the games was pretty poor. Big teams didn't impress much and played bad football overall. Then I'm talking about teams such as France, Belgium, Portugal, but also England, who reached the final eventually. They started off great against the Netherlands and played their best minutes in the entire tournament. But the second half was very bad again. Spain has played the best and most entertaining football. And they also have players who really made the difference, such as Olmo, Ruiz and Williams. Instead of England, where no one stuck out really. So, who is going to win this final? Let's take a look at both teams' road to the final first. For England, the Euro started off with a game against Serbia. The side started strong with a goal from Jude Bellingham in the 13th minute. Things were looking great. But for some reason the team didn't continue its dynamic and struggled for the remaining game. Luckily for them, the score remained 1-0 and Serbia wasn't able to score. The second game was against Denmark, which is a stronger team than Serbia. So it was important for England to win this game and prove that they were going for the title. However, the team failed to perform again. Bad tactics, players playing individually instead of as a team, but also bad luck as the main reasons. But in the 18th minute, Harry Kane scored a 1-0. Denmark played better in this game, and in the 34th minute they equalized with a Hjulmand screamer. The game continued with chances for both sides. So in the end, a 1-1 draw was deserved. The last game of the group stage was against Slovenia, and this was again a disappointing game. A 0-0 draw against Slovenia with this team, then something isn't right. And I think not a lot of people expected England to be in the final after this group stage performance. But they ended the group in first place, and now had to play Slovakia in the round of 16. Again, we saw a terrible England, with Slovakia playing better at times and them scoring the 1-0 in the 25th minute. It looked as if England was going home, until Jude Bellingham scored an incredible bicycle kick in the last minute of the game. In extra time, Kane scored a 2-1, and even though Slovakia tried, they failed to score again. In the quarters, England played Switzerland. The game was pretty equal, with not many chances. But in the 75th minute, Embolo made it 1-0 for Switzerland, and it looked as if England was finally going home after all. But an incredible play by Saka made it 1-1, and the game went on to extra time and penalties, which England won because Akanji missed the first penalty for Switzerland. And all of a sudden, England was in the semi-finals while playing bad in all games. Then the semi-final, and a controversial one against the Netherlands. The Netherlands had a similar route to the semi-finals by not playing great and having faced smaller teams. So this was going to be an interesting but equal match. England started off great by playing their best minutes of the whole tournament. But in the 7th minute already, the Netherlands made it 1-0. Then, following a strong momentum, England got a penalty because Dumfries fouled Kane. And Kane of course slotted it home. This was never a penalty. But those decisions happen in modern day football apparently. But for some reason, England's momentum stopped in the second half, and the Netherlands played better but failed to take advantage of this. Then again, in the last minute of the game, Ollie Watkins decided the game with a great goal, and the game ended in 2-1. And all of a sudden, England was in the final. We can talk all we want about England not performing and playing bad. But the truth is that in none of these games they gave up and they did fight for it until the end, which helped them win the knockout games. So fair play to them. Then Spain. Spain was in the toughest group of the tournament with Italy, Croatia and Albania. It was expected to be a close and tense group. But this was disproved after Spain demolished Croatia and beat them 3-0 in the first game. Then they beat Italy 1-0 and they were already through to the knockout stages. Spain already showed great football, and for me, they are the most entertaining side. Because they were already through to the knockout stages, they played with their B team. They won 1-0 against Albania with a goal from Ferran Torres. Spain's group stage went smooth, and a lot of people were already thinking about them lifting the trophy. But because they got first in the group, they ended up on the difficult side of the knockout stages, where they had to play Georgia. Georgia played surprisingly well at the start and made it 1-0 by an own goal of Lenormand. But Spain showed their quality and beat Georgia 4-1 eventually with goals from Rodri, Ruiz, Nico Williams and Olmo. Then, in the quarterfinals, Spain versus Germany. Playing the host of the tournament is always difficult. It was a close game because Germany also had a good tournament so far. Things got even more difficult for Spain because they lost Pedri due to a terrible challenge from Kroos. Things went back and forth, but in the 51st minute, Olmo made it 1-0 with an assist from Lamine Yamal. These two are the most impactful players in this Spain squad in my opinion, and this showed in the semi-final. But before we go there, Germany actually equalized in the last minute of the game, which took the game to extra time. The game was looking to go to penalties, but again in the last minute of extra time, Merino scored a great header which took Spain to the semi-final. Critics had their doubts about the defense of Spain against this French side, especially without Pedri due to his injury and Lenormand and Carvajal due to their suspensions. And this turned true because Kolo Muani made it 1-0 in the 9th minute. But then the reason why I think Lamine Yamal and Olmo are the most impactful players for Spain. When France had the advantage, out of nowhere Lamine Yamal with an incredible shot and goal. And I still find it insane that this guy is 16. Incredible talent. But later Olmo with 2 touches from out of this world and a great shot which made it 2-1. France tried, but they weren't good enough to make a difference anymore. So, who is going to win this final? Overall, Spain has played much better in all games this tournament. They have quality players who really make an impact and difference on the game. The team also feels as a family, especially if you compare it to the England team, where I have the feeling that most players just want to prove themselves and don't think about the collective as a whole. Spain proved already that they can beat great opponents such as Germany, France, Croatia and Italy. Again, something that England can't say with their best opponents being the Netherlands, who also had a poor tournament in terms of playing style and quality. The pressure also lays with England because they lost their last final in 2021 and they certainly don't want to lose twice in a row. If England plays like they did in the first part of the game against the Netherlands, they might have a chance. And with that fighting mentality they showed this tournament, they will certainly not give up easily. I think it will be a closer game than most people think. But with that being said, I believe the Spain side is superior. They have the momentum, they also have players that can make a difference, they already tested themselves against bigger opponents, but most importantly, it is more of a team than England and much more effective. Spain is also able to adapt their tactics mid-game. Their coach noticed that France had an advantage. He changed a couple of things and Spain was in control again. This is something we haven't seen Southgate do. England was much better than the Netherlands at the start, but as soon as Koeman changed something, Southgate wasn't able to respond. He did make a great substitution, however, in the last minutes. But nonetheless, I believe Spain will win the Euros this year with a 2-1 victory in 90 minutes. Spain will start off strong and make it 1-0 in the first half against a nervous England. In the second half, England will apply more pressure and is able to break Spain's defense to make it 1-1. But showing their quality, they will bounce back and make it 2-1 to win the game and the whole tournament. This is my final prediction. If you agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. I hope we will see a great final and I also hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you like the video and subscribe to my channel. And I will see you in the next one.